And an analogy, I want to a little thought experiment for us. Imagine for a second that as you're listening to me right now, for some reason you get really tired, you start to fall really sleepy, and you fall asleep eventually. Now you wake up and suddenly you realize you're on a plane and the plane is flying. Now suddenly you were in a conference hall, in a lecture room, and now suddenly you're on a plane. What's the first questions that are coming to your mind? How did I come here? Who put me here? Where am I going? Right? We'll worry, we'll freak out. We as rational human beings will ask these questions. But now imagine, as you're asking these questions, suddenly you look out the window and you see the most beautiful view. You see the most beautiful sunset. Over the Alps, the sun's setting, and you start to enjoy the view. And suddenly you notice the comfort of the chair that you're sitting in. And then suddenly the air steward brings a 5-star meal and puts it in front of you, and you start to enjoy the food on the plane. Now you may temporarily be distracted by these superficial pleasures that you're experiencing right now. But ask yourself the question, could you truly be happy not knowing who put you on the plane, where the plane is going, and why you're there in the first place? No, the answer is no. As human beings, we need to know the answers to these fundamental questions. And we ask these questions. Philosophers, thinkers throughout history have asked these questions about purpose and meaning. But without Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, without God, there are no answers. Without God, remember what we said, you are just an accident of blind, random physical processes. You are just an accident. There is no meaning. There's no meaning. Right? You don't have the answers to these questions. Why should I wake up in the morning and brush my teeth and go to work if I'm just going to die? If that's my end, why should I do anything? Why? According to them, you're an accident, you die, and when you die, you become worm's meat. So what's the difference between having someone who saves millions of lives and someone who takes millions of lives? The end is the same. No ultimate justice. If you are an accident, if you are just a result of random blind physical processes without any creator, then there is no purpose in life. As human beings, we value things, right? Now, for example, if I gave you a hypothetical scenario, we have Brother Noble here, and say on this side of the table you had a chocolate bunny, a chocolate rabbit, right? Now, for some reason, Mohsin, he got really agitated, he got really angry, and he has a condition that he has to express his anger in one way or the other, yeah? So the way he expresses his anger is he has to take a hammer and he has to smash something when he's angry. Now imagine you have Noble on this side and you have a chocolate bunny on this side. He has to release his anger on one of these two things. Who would say, and he's asking everyone here, who would say take it out on Noble? Who would say take it out on the chocolate bunny? Okay, now here what we've done during this exercise, we have attributed value to Noble over the chocolate bunny. This is something very natural, it's innate, it's fitri, as I'm going to discuss. But why? But now put yourself in the mindset of an atheist who believes that everything is a result of blind, random, physical happenings. It's all random, we're all an accident. According to them, there is no difference between Noble and the chocolate bunny. Why? Noble is a rearrangement of physical stuff. The chocolate bunny is a rearrangement of physical stuff. They're just different arrangements of physical stuff, that's it. That's the only difference. But they will say, oh, Noble is, he's sentient, he's conscious, he's a human being, he's alive. They'll start to say stuff like this. Again, the fitra will speak out, right? But ask them why. Where did you get these concepts of value from? You're ascribing value to Noble, you're saying he's a human, he's conscious, but everything you know is a result of blind, random physical stuff. Where did you get these concepts of value from? Where did you get this idea just because he's more conscious and he's rational, he's more valuable than the chocolate bunny? According to you, your worldview, it's all physical. It's just physical stuff. So they have a big problem there as well. We live in a time where, from a physical, materialistic standpoint, we have all of the luxuries you can imagine. We live like kings, if we really think about it. Running water in our houses, food on tap, fridge freezers full of food. We don't have fridges, we have freezers too, so for the summer you have your ice cream and everything. You have TVs, microwaves, you have cars, you have more than one car. All of these luxuries, especially in the West. But yet people are not happy. Something is missing. The rates of consumption of Prozac and all of these types of antidepressants is on the incline, is on the rise. right? And what you'll see is many of them are claiming, I'm feeling depressed, I'm feeling down, there's no meaning to my life, there's no happiness, I don't know what to do. I went drinking last night, I forgot about this for a little while, but now I'm depressed again, I feel worse than before I drank. I feel suicidal, I want to kill myself. This is a real phenomenon. Philosophers in history, they wrote essays on purpose and meaning and then commit suicide afterwards. Because they didn't know what the purpose was. And when it comes to atheism and naturalism, the reason their worldview is so flawed is because when you go right down to the foundations, what do they believe? Let's summarize it in a nutshell. What they are saying is that everything that exists in the universe, in the visible world, and everything that exists is a result of blind, random, dead, physical stuff. That's been molecules and atoms that have been whizzing around for millions and millions and millions of years, randomly colliding into each other. They don't have a mind, they're not conscious, they don't have a power behind them. It's just random physical stuff colliding into each other over millions and millions of years, which have resulted in everything we see in existence today. Can you guys see the absurdity there? How do you go from dead, random physical stuff without any creator to an ordered universe? To human life, intelligent human life, conscious human life. How do you make that jump? How do you go from non-rationality to rationality? We as human beings are rational beings. We have the ability to reason. The atheist will claim he's rational. He would engage with us in a rational discussion. But you can't make sense of these things on their worldview. According to them, we are simply an accident. We are simply a physical accident, and that's it. Now, they don't like talking about this, because when you go to their foundations, this opens up a whole can of worms for them. Now you are into the problem of how do you explain things if you start with that type of worldview, if you start with those foundations. And as we'll see, you can't make sense of anything. And this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran says. For example, He says, كَيْفَ تَكْفُرُونَ بِاللَّهِ. How can you deny Allah? Just think about Allah saying, how can you deny Allah when you were lifeless, you were dead, and He gave you life? And then Allah continues. But the point to understand and appreciate here, that Allah is reminding us that our very existence is contingent upon His existence. We can't make sense of our existence without Allah. Think about the social and personal implications of adopting atheism. Just think about this. If you adopt atheism or naturalism, what does this mean when it comes to purpose in life? Where is the purpose? Think about this. Let's go back to the principle. If everything is a result of blind, random, dead, physical stuff, where is the purpose? Where is the purpose behind the accident, the physical accident? But you will see atheists and naturalists say, and this is the like we say, kufr, disbelief. And I use that in the correct way, that term, has no legs to stand on. Because if you claim you are a result of this random physical event that's just been taking place, and then at the same time you claim you're a humanist, for example, you care about humanity, you want to you want to do charity work, that's your purpose in life, you ascribe purpose to yourself. But where is the real purpose? Yes, you're giving yourself a purpose, but when you do this is nothing short of lying to yourself. I want to be a doctor, I want to be an engineer, I want to be a professor, I want to do charity work, I want to help the poor. All of these things, as an atheist, on an atheist worldview, makes no sense. Makes no sense. If anything, according to their worldview, and if you adopt the view of sort of this naturalistic evolutionary process, the Darwinian mechanism, if you go by that view, then all you're here to do is survive and reproduce. You shouldn't even be concerned about caring for others. It's about survival of yourself and the survival of the fittest. Now obviously they try fudging this and give excuses to go around the bush, but that's besides the topic, that's not the part of the topic today. But the point I'm trying to get us to understand is that without Allah there is no purpose.